If you don't have a great brand to move your product, you can simply license one. The development of a great brand often requires more flexibility and time than many large corporations are willing to commit, and more talent and investment than smaller firms can offer. Outsourcing your brand innovation using a turnkey licensing solution is a proven concept that enables the brand steward to get the very best in brand bonding without the upfront time, talent, or red tape. Better yet, licensing can substantially reduce your go-to-market time, getting your product on shelf in weeks versus the many months or years it takes to create a new brand from scratch. Product licensing may provide great value for your brand in different ways, where some brands are known and recognized entities and others engineered to simulate an impulse purchase. Customer product selection. This occurs in two ways: recall or stimulus. Let's talk about memory recall-based selection. This is a process based solely on memory recall, where a customer fulfills an established routine or shopping pattern with known brands selected without comparison, stimulation, or without engaged thought. In memory recall-based selection, everything purchased was on the shopping list. Now, memory recall-based shoppers have been persuaded by advertising and product experience to stick with a specific product or brand. New products have no chance to end up in the shopping cart with the memory recall-based shopper. 2. Stimulus-based selection. This type of shopping occurs impulsively as an unplanned selection. Nothing purchased by stimulus-based selection was on the shopping list. Stimulus-based selection is the only way new products have an opportunity to get into the shopping cart. Most shoppers use both product acquisition methods, relegating some selections to memory-based pre-selected brands, but are often open to experiment or reward themselves with some stimulus or impulse-based selections. Impulse-based sales are unplanned, spur-of-the-moment purchases. Here, licensed brands provides the instant brand recognition that a Me Too product requires to separate them from the commodity product competition. Customer perceived value is instantly transferred from the license to your product. Many brand licensees are excellent drivers of impulse sales. Marvel, Universal, Warner Brothers, Mattel, Masterfoods, Disney, Nickelodeon, Lucasfilms, United Feature Syndicate, Jack Daniels, Duck Commander, and NASCAR all lend their brand recognition and to clientele to promote promising potential licensees. A licensed brand is simply borrowing trust. Licensed brands must deliver strong impulse sales performance measured in the following manner. 1. They must deliver strong brand recognition or visual impact to attract customers. 2. They need to create and instill customer trust, passion, or desire. 3. They need to compel customers toward an impulse purchase decision in your favor. And 4. They must appeal to the customer's interests, desires, and AOBs. New products without the benefits of desired brand must sell based on price alone. Since there's little available shelf space in the Me Too commodity area, licensed properties are one method of creating instant customer desirability. Many manufacturers are finding it cheaper to license a brand rather than to spend the time and dollars required to develop their own brand. The big box retailers make no secret of where they currently stand regarding licensed products. They want only the few and only the very best licenses, and once they have them, they're willing to go deep in their support. To the big box retailers like Walmart and Target, a good licensed product is a risk-reducing strategy. To the licensee, this means you need to be sure that you have the right license. Selecting the right type of license. It's important that the brand you license be a good fit with your product. Customers already know what a Milky Way tastes like. Therefore, the Milky Way product license delivers a well-known taste profile expectation, effectively eliminating the typical customer need for product trial. The Milky Way product license delivers a well-known taste profile expectation, effectively eliminating the typical consumer's need for initial product trial. The chocolate candy bar flavor made an easy transition to a chocolate milk product. A good license fit with your product delivers added legitimacy and value to your product. Tentpole licenses versus evergreen licenses. Product licenses fall into two broad categories: single event licenses, which we call tentpoles, and evergreen licenses, which are good year in and year out. Generally, movie licenses will always be a big risk, and the retail shelf life for a licensed merchandise during the release of a film is shrinking to a month or less, and as more and more movies come out, it's even less time. One positive trend is that merchandise sales appear to increase as a movie is released again online and in retail, Netflix and Hulu, so there's an extended time frame for that value. Many times, licensed products appear on shelf unsupported prior to the film's advertising and promotions kick in. For a short time, the licensees are actually driving awareness for the film rather than reaping the film's benefits. Single event licenses should only be considered with in and out products that are for a limited time on shelf or simple limited time promotions. By timing his product release with the Spider-Man and Superman feature film releases, one of my clients wrote a wave of free publicity that could never have been afforded alone. However, pick a flop, and you may be looking at a truckload of product that has no market value. Spider-Man and Superman licensed products may sell well while backed by a hit movie. However, beware that retail buyers are always anticipating the next marquee change. Some tentpole licenses, such as the Toy Story and Star Wars franchises, have become so popular that they have emerged as evergreen licenses themselves and can be found in stores year-round. Evergreen licensing are popular seasonal and year-after-year licenses, as opposed to single event or tentpole licenses that are more promotional in nature and may only last for a month or two at retail. Thomas the Train, Martha Stewart, and Disney's Princess Collection are examples of evergreen licenses, good year in and year out. Be sure that you understand the difference between an evergreen licensed brand versus a licensed promotional single event tentpole brand when selecting your license and deciding on a royalty fee. Here's how brand licensing works. Brand licensing generally provides the licensee with a set of approved art and usage guidelines via web access for your designer to use. Designers may not create their own art, but they may manipulate the art supplied to a limited extent following the guidelines provided. All artwork must be submitted with an approval form back to the licensor for a series of approvals prior to product release. Be aware that the approval process may take some time. More and more licensors are adding mandatory marketing fund royalties to their contracts. For well-known licenses, you may be required to pay a minimum fee regardless of actual sales. The bottom line for you is that the license must deliver more profit at the end of the day than your product would have made without the license. Negotiate for what you want. Be careful to get exactly the market channels you want, as you may later wish that you had included other channels like food service or convenience stores to your retail store license. Expect demands for upfront lump sum payments and monthly sales guarantees. Be careful that you don't get stuck with a product that won't sell and a minimum guarantee that you owe. Many licensors avoid small mom and pop outfits as they can take a lot of time to set up, and they may have difficulty moving large volumes of product, and also they would balk at the upfront fees. From your perspective, if the movie is a flop, and more are flop than not, you may be stuck with a product that even liquidators won't touch. Match your product license to your product's target audience. The SpongeBob license holds amazing brand broad appeal to both sexes and a wide age group, so it was a great choice for a school milk product that was distributed into grade schools. Jimmy Neutron and Looney Tunes licenses hold strong appeal with younger kids, but are not a suitable choice for high school kids. Be mindful of oversaturation. I watched Coppertone select Orlando as a test market for a line of Disney licensed sun care products. As the home of Disney World, Orlando is massively oversaturated with everything Mickey Mouse. So the product was naturally a flop in the test, but it did well elsewhere across the nation when picked up by a competitor brand. Watch out also for evergreen licenses that have slipped and new product licenses going nowhere fast. Either can hurt you financially or mean a warehouse full of unsold product. Many hot licenses today will be gone tomorrow, so pay according to the risk you're asked to take. Disneyfy your product license. Always try to adapt your product packaging so that it reflects the inner essence core of the product license. Disney pioneered this concept by creatively incorporating Mickey Mouse ears and 3 connecting circles into millions of Disney licensed products worldwide. A client of mine launched a line of Marvel milkshakes, whose packaging embodied the spirit and soul of the Marvel comic book. We adapted specific vitamins to each flavor that reflected the hero's superpowers. Disneyfying your licensed product strengthens the product license and your chances of a sale. Walking the web of international branding. Now, this is where it really gets interesting and fun internationally because of the cultural differences. Brand development in a foreign country is a lot like walking blindfolded in somebody else's house. You find yourself bumping into a lot of unexpected things, and you're not entirely sure what to expect next. My team once found itself in a similar situation while developing a line of flavored milks to be sold in the Middle East. Our client licensed the Marvel characters to help their products gain instant brand recognition. We realized very quickly that due to current political concerns, we should probably pass on the Captain America property as our product ambassador for this region of the world. Spider-Man, however, holds a powerful pull worldwide, and in choosing Spider-Man, Elektra, and Wolverine, we felt we were in the clear politically and strategically and would have the product that would appeal to both genders. That was until our Middle Eastern partners started coming back to us with certain requests. We were surprised to hear that the Spider-Man pose we selected was found to be highly offensive due to the fact that his legs were spread wide open. Now, in case you're one of the few who haven't seen Spider-Man lately, he travels swinging on a web, and it's hard to find a shot of this guy without his legs spread wide open. Just as we managed to locate an acceptable shot of the old web slinger, Elektra was nixed. She's way too sexy, she didn't have enough clothes on, and by the way, women are not allowed to be on packaging in the Middle East. So, realizing from the tone of our client's voice that we weren't going to win this one, we moved on. Wolverine was next on their list of concerns, and as part of the X-Men, Wolverine wears an X symbol on his belt and shirt, which we didn't realize, but when viewed sideways, this could be interpreted as representing a cross. Really, I thought? Well, the answer was yes. So again, this was a big no-no. After a bit of Photoshop work, we were finally approved to go, and our lesson learned was that without the advice and help of a local-based, knowledgeable partner, we would have made major faux pas on every item in our product line. So unfortunately, our spidey senses don't work internationally. Maximizing the value of your license. Licensing is an excellent way to get instant brand recognition. Be sure to pair your best-selling item with a top-selling leading licensed character to maximize your sales. If your top-selling flavor is vanilla, then pair that with Batman, not the Boy Wonder. You're paying good money to use this license, so be sure to maximize your value by making the licensed character the dominant hero of your package. Next up, we'll have a look inside Brand DNA.